I'm talking about some foot stomping, hand clapping church this morning.
Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart, and God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread, healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed, and we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty, it's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cubed. What does O Cubed stand for? One-on-one, because it's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you joined me on today. Children, today is Tuesday. Can you believe that? I'm telling you what. June the 6th, the year is almost over. In the year 2023, at least halfway, 2023, and it's good to be here, and it's another day's journey and I'm glad about it. Now, listen, I'm so glad that each one of you have come out to join me this morning. We're going to have a little chit chat, talk about some things that happened while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, and then give just a little inspirational word here at the end. But listen, I'm glad that you thought it well to come in bright and early this morning and have some time here in the Lion's Den. I got to tell you, I love you. I love you. I love you. Now, you know how we get this party started. You know how we get this party crack-a-lacking. We like to come over and take a look at who came in the Lions VIP section this morning and give the love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness so that we can make sure when you all got here, there was plenty of it just oozing all over the place for you. Just oozing all over the place for you. And here we go. I want to appreciate my security. You know, this is my guy. This is I'm telling you what, this is my brother from another mother. Till 10 toes up and palms down. I appreciate security in the house this morning. None other than my guy, James Sims, otherwise known as Truck Driver. Thank you for being here this morning. That's my Mufasa. That's my Lion King right there. And I love me some him. He always takes care to make sure that all the ladies, and it typically ends up being ladies in the house, all the queens, he said, listen, he's a little bit tired, but security is here. And he's always going to be at his post. I love me some him. While the third person in the Lion's Den this morning was none other than KK79. Come on in here, sis. That is my beautiful soul. She is a beautiful soul, and I appreciate me some her. Yes, that's my girl. She's on all the platforms. She makes sure she's in there. I appreciate you, KK, and thank you for coming in. That love seat is waiting for you right over there, and I got somebody to sit next to you. The second person to make it into the Lion's Den this morning was Cassandra Isaiah, otherwise known as Sassy Cassie Slide and Glide. Go ahead and sit down right over there next to KK79 on that love seat. So much love to you, Cassandra. Nothing but mad love to you, sis. Thank you for coming in this morning to make sure there's plenty of peace, love, joy, and happiness in the Lion's Den. But the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair this morning is none other than Tall Pumps, and she's pumping tall. Congratulations, Tall Pumps. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Come on in here. Get your lips, get your hips, get your fingertips in that chair, sis. Get in that chair. It's all yours this morning. Nothing but love to you. Come through, come through. Yes, that's my beautiful, gorgeous sister from Chi-Town. Come on in here, Tall Pumps, and congratulations. That's my girl right there. Great things are happening. Great things are happening. Great things are happening. Now, as I said, it's all about making sure there's plenty of love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness, and they do a phenomenal job of making sure there's plenty of that here for you when you get here at 7 o'clock. And yes, they come in late in the midnight hour. They come in, perch up, and wait for us to get here every morning that we stream. I appreciate you. Now, this is how we're going to do it this morning. I appreciate my mods. I have the best mods in the world. Please believe it. Don't doubt it. I couldn't live without these ladies right here. Shelly Thunder. Yes, that's the prophetess. That is my sister. She'll give you a scripture. She will do it. She'll pray for you when you need a prayer, but she'll block your tail. Please believe she will do it. She will block your tail without a second thought. And I appreciate her for being the moderator extraordinaire here in the Lion's Den. Now, also, we have bringing up the leader of the pack, none other Then my girl, my day one, yes, the Rebel Ink. That's my sister right there. I appreciate me some her. She has been with me since day one, and she always makes sure to take care of the Lion's Den. And I promise you, she is a streamer. If you're not following the Rebel Ink, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways, because I promise you, she's going to bless your whole entire life. Then we have third in the number. Yes, she is. She is the Quiet Storm. Yes, the Quiet Storm is also my angel. Yes, she's my angel because she may be quiet, but I tell you what, she changes the atmosphere just by being in it. I appreciate these three. I call them the Blessed Trinity. There's none like them in all the earth. I see that Mod Love BTD Mom. I see that Mod Love Rebel. I see that Mod Love Yoshi Son. I see that Mod Love DJ Rockin' Ron. I see that Mod Love K2 Hoop. Come on through here. These are my mods. The Blessed Trinity. Now, I want to do this because my mother said, when you come in the room, speak to somebody. I want to just come around and speak to those that I can see in my chat. And as I always like to say, even if you're not in my chat, thank you for holding court. Thank you for holding space and bringing the love energy into the Lion's Den. But to those that are speaking to me on this morning, I see you, Yoshi Son 77. That's my prince, and that is my son. So much mad love to you, and he is a streamer, y'all. Yoshi Son 77 is a streamer. If you're not following Yoshi Son 77, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways, because he's gonna bless you. He's a gamer over there doing his thing. Mad love to you. Glenda M. Groves, I see you out there in YouTube. So much love to you, sis. Come through, come through. Dr. Daddy Priest. Yes, the high priestess is in the room. I've been missing you too, sis. Dr. Daddy Priest is a streamer. If you understand that engagement matters, I want you to go over there and check her out. And if you're not following Dr. Daddy Priest, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways, because she's going to bless your whole entire life. So much mad love to you. Coming on down, and who else do I see? Prince Jacob, Mr. Rebuttal, the principal take two. Come on in here, my brother, and mad love to you. Thank you for being in the Lion's Den, and I see you holding up the YouTube fort. Thank you so much, and blessings and mad love to you. Coming on down, and who else is in here but the Rebel Ink? Yes, that's my girl right there. That's my friend. If you're not following the Rebel Ink, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit them. We call her the Galactic Supervisor, but she's a whole vibe and a whole blessing over here. Then we got DJ Rockin' Ron. Yes, he is a streamer as well, my friends. If you're not following DJ Rockin' Ron, quit your wicked ways. Quit them. Because listen, DJ Rockin' Ron is my brother. I love me some him. And thank you for being in here this morning. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking, and I see BTD Mom. Come on in here. That's my biggest, big, beautiful sister. Nothing but mad love to you. Come through, come through. I love me some you. Coming down, and Joanna G98 is my other sister in the room. So much love to you, Joanna. And thank you for being in the Lion's Den this morning. Appreciate your presence here. Please know that you are loved in the Lion's Den. Cassandra Woke 2022, otherwise known as Cassandra Isaiah, or Cassie, Sassy, Slide, and Glide. All three in one is one and the same. Mad love to you, sis. And this is our poet laureate. She will come in with the rhyme in time in just a minute. Just give her a moment. DJ D-Man, my hero. Listen, DJ D-Man is a streamer, you all. If you're not following DJ D-Man, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit them. My brother, Beats for a Cure. I know we'll be coming back around to that sometime soon before the year ends. If you're not following him, he's a phenomenal DJ, and he also does an awesome job. Confirmed. Come on in here, and thank you for following. Mad love to you, and welcome to the Lion's Den. But DJ D-Man does a phenomenal job. Beats for Cure. And if you're not following DJ D-Man, quit Wiggle Yes, quit him. He's going to bless you. I promise you he will. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm seeing K2 Hoop. That's my girl, and she's in the room. Good morning to you. Nothing but mad love coming to you. Come through, come through. Do your thing, sis. Do your thing. And come on in the lines then and let's chat. 24 karat gold. Good morning to you and welcome to the Lions Den this morning. I'm so glad to have you all living your life like it's golden, and I appreciate you for bringing that into the Lions Den. Now let me look and see if anybody came in the basement while I was upstairs. Let me scroll real fast, quick, fast, and in a hurry, because we just gonna keep on flowing this morning. And I appreciate the new joins. I appreciate you confirmed. I appreciate you for coming in here, and we're glad to have you. Downtown Melvin Brown. That's my Kansas City shouting partner. Come on in here, my brother. I love me some him. Let me tell you, this brother right here, he's just a whole vibe and a whole blessing. It's good to see you, Melvin. I miss you, sir. When I come to Kansas City, we're going to have ourselves a shouting good time. Good morning to you. And you're holding us up in the LinkedIn department. That platform, you always make sure that we got representation in LinkedIn in the conversation, and I appreciate you for that. MCP812, that's my sister, cousin, pastor friend. Good morning to you, sis, and nothing but mad love to you. I appreciate you for being in the Lions Den this morning. Blessings upon blessings be yours. And then last but certainly not least, truck driver. Yes, that's my Mufasa. That's my Lion King. I see you slipping in the door, and I know you're getting ready to travel out there on those highways, but I appreciate, we're praying with you, baby. We're praying with you. You spent over 20 hours on the road. I understand, my brother, but it's a beautiful thing to spend time with the grandkids. I know you had a ball. Mad love to you till 10 toes up and palms down. That's my guy. Now listen, good morning to everybody else, as I said, that's not in my stream. I appreciate you. Let me take a quick look over here in Facebook and see if anybody's talking, because it always tends to be the case when I don't look. Y'all just be chatting up a storm over there, and so I try to make that mental remembrance to make sure and get as many of the platforms that I can access and make sure that y'all doing okay this morning. I appreciate you for coming in, and I don't want to miss anybody. Now, if I didn't call your name, please charge that to the fact that I did not see where you were here in the chat, but it's definitely not because you're not appreciated in the Lions Den. Now, let's get this party crack-a-lacking, and let's get this party started. Get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out. Because listen, we're going to talk just a little bit this morning. That was an accident, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway. It's a phone call. I see you, Rebel. Woo! Listen, the spirit of tall pumps overtook me. Woo! The spirit of tall pumps overtook me. I was trying to get the coffee cup. It's going down, DJ Rockin' Rod. It's going down. Y'all got a freebie right there. And Tall Pumps isn't even here to savor the moment. But it's all good. Tall Pumps is on a new assignment this morning, so I see you, Joanna. That was the cracks. Tall Pumps is on an assignment this morning, so she isn't necessarily able to communicate, even though she's listening on today. But listen, I'm gonna be sure and tease her and tell her spirit done jumped off over into the Lions Den, even though she wasn't here. I'm telling you, honey, Tall Pumps, make sure that y'all get that in every chance she can. Now get your coffee cups out, because listen, it was reported to me whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. I got a few things to talk about this morning. I really do. I got a few things to talk about this morning. It's the Tall Pumps takeover, DJ Rockin' Ron. Surely it is. Oh, DJ Rockin' Ron, that spirit jumped off on me. That's all I can say. That spirit jumped off on me. I see your coffee cup, BTG Mom. I see your coffee cup, Rebel. I see your coffee cup, MCP812, Yoshi Son K2 Hoop. I see see those coffee cups, and I see you twirling and swirling too, K2 Hoop. I see your coffee cup, Prince Jacob, Mr. Rebuttal, the principal take two. I see your coffee cup, Yoshi Son and MCP812. Listen, what had happened was, we're going to send up some prayers. All this rain, I don't know about you all, but rain is just everywhere. But it's reported to me that in Haiti, you were ready to twirl, K2 Hoop. You were ready to twirl, just waiting on it. It was reported to me that in Haiti, that they have, at the last count that they had, 42 lives taken by the rain that has just come in and flooded them. And so I don't know about you. We've been having all kinds of thunderstorms and rain here in Texas as well. I know I talked to a few people in the ATL, and the water and the rain just kept coming and going, so that's how badly she wanted to be in the chat today, DJ Rock and Ron. Absolutely. Her spirit is yet here, and she's probably listening. She just can't talk. Now, as we look at Haiti and all the rain that has been there, the rain that has saturated here, I had to just jump out. In South Florida too. Okay, Joanna, the rain is cutting up. 42 lives lost at last count as of this morning in Haiti, and they are saying they believe the numbers are going to be higher than that. So at the end of the day, for those that are suffering and for those that are going through, we're just going to continue to pray and lift up those prayers, y'all, because listen, devastation, natural disasters, they come, they go, and people's lives keep going the best that they possibly can, for those lives that have been taken and for the loved ones that have lost, those that have lost loved ones. We want to sit, that's it. Y'all know how we do it in the Lion's Den. DJ Rock and Ron, MCP812, BTD Mom. We send those prayers up for everybody that's suffering and struggling through the rain. Now, I tell you what, I will say, the question for me begs to be answered. We talked about how they've figured out how to control the seasons and control the weather, and particularly where rain is concerned, they are able from outer space to actually, send up signals and dominate. I just wonder if they're playing with us. Prince Jacob, Mr. Rebuttal, the principal take two. I see those prayers. It has really been a lot of rain. The areas, I don't know. You just hope that they're not playing games with our lives and carrying on. But at the end of the day, this is some of the dastardly stuff that we are living through these days and times. And again, I don't say that, as a conspiracy theorist. We just know, even as we were talking about all the experiments that China was doing here, I don't know if y'all remember, just a few months back, they were trying to imitate the sun, and they were also playing with the rain and all this other stuff that they were doing and showing that they had the capability to control the elements. I'm just not so sure that that's not some of what's going on right now. So I don't know. So Texas and South Florida took all rain because we haven't seen any up here in over 2 weeks. DJ D-Man, I'm telling you, almost every single night, we've had rain and we've had thunderstorms and the synthetic sun, absolutely, Yoshi Sun, and it is just a mess. So I don't know where you are that you're not getting. Tell me where you are, DJ D-Man. But yeah, we've been getting the rain. I know ATL has been getting the rain. I was talking to somebody and it was just like it would rain and it would stop and it would rain. I think over the course of the conversation, we had like maybe 7 or 8 times that the rain came back through. You're in Cleveland. Okay. Well, listen, down here in the South, they tearing us up, DJ D-Man. They tearing us up down here. So we are having a thunderstorm right now. Joanna, I think you're in Florida. Is that correct? I think you're in the Florida area. It has been during the night especially. Good morning, Dr. Dady Priest. Good to see you this morning. You were out watering the flowers and it started raining. You came back inside. Honey, save that rain. Save that water. Save that water. China manipulated the weather when they held the Olympics. This game that they want to play, who can be God and who can act like God and make different situations, create the incidents in different locations and whatnot. It's really we need to quit it. We need to quit it. But the rain finally stopped after 3 days here in Maine. I see you, Yoshi. Okay, so you're in Maine. I'm telling you, and almost every single night when I go to sleep, it's raining here, and even to the extent of thunderstorms. I don't know. And then I've got a sister, BTD mom, who is about 30 minutes due east of me, and we can be getting rain over here, we can be getting snow over here, and it's clear where she is, or very little on her side. And then at one point they had storms and things so bad they were without electricity, and the sun was shining bright over here. So make it make sense. I don't know, but I do feel like there's some tinkering and some tampering going on where they're playing with the weather and seeing what they can do. I personally, you don't have to agree with me, but I personally do not think all of this is natural occurrences. I think some of this is manipulated. So MCP 812, I know you're in the Wichita area. You said we've been getting rain every day in Wichita, puddles standing in your backyard. Exactly, MCP 812. And listen, I'm gonna tell you what, MCP, what I did, because it had rained and the grass was still wet, but because we're getting rain every day, and I live in a owners association situation where they don't care about rain or nothing else. They want your yard and everything else to look a certain way. So even with puddles over to the side, I went out and cut the grass just so that I could make sure. Besides the fact, I don't like my yard looking shabby. Just plain and simply, I do not like my yard looking shabby. But while I was mowing the grass, which was yet wet, but I did get it cut, I'm looking at puddles down in the drain areas, and I'm just looking, and I mean water just standing on end, because we've literally had water every day like that as well, MCP 812. So again, just thinking about the people that were hit in Haiti, man, I'm telling you, that's a lot of rain, and those are a lot of lives to be lost from rain. So we're continuing to lift those individuals up and those families. They're playing games with the weather. I believe that, Joanna. I believe they are playing games with the weather. You love the rain, but it's heartbreaking to learn that so many passed due to the water and the rain and the flooding in Haiti. Absolutely. That's why China was playing games with the ships, trying to start a fight because the U.S. thwarted their plans. I got you, Dr. Dady. And see, a lot of this is political. If you get into some of the movements and some of the actions that are going on, why it suddenly has become so important to play with the weather, to play with germs, disease, playing with viruses. There's a whole lot of game playing that I honestly believe that in 2023, this is the kind of warfare and the kind of playing around that they like to do with our lives, mind you. But at the end of the day, again, not to be a conspiracy theorist, but we do know China came out as well as said, this is what we're doing, and this is what we're testing, and this is what we're trying. I don't know that the United States comes out and is so overt in saying and stating what it is that they're doing. But at the end of the day, please know, everybody, all of the superpowers trying to get in on the games. You understand? Come on in here, CJ Manning 7. It's good to see you this morning. Mad love to you. Come on in here and make yourself at home and roar. I believe they did that with COVID, Dr. Dady. I think COVID was a lab test that they were experimenting with, and did it get out by accident? I think it got out by accident, but nonetheless, I think it got out whether it was accident or intentional, and at the end of the day, I think we ended up with the scenario that we saw coming forth, and unfortunately, a lot of loss of life was experienced for the sake of experimentation, coming up with a new weapon, a new bio weapon. These are the days and times, unfortunately, in which we live. U.S. are the sly bad guys. Exactly, Joanna G. We do it on the sly. Did anybody watch the movie Outbreak? This goes back several years, but I want to say it was Dustin Hoffman. Who's my guy? Morgan Freeman. I love me some Morgan Freeman. I'm a Morgan Freeman fanatic. And they told a story of how they came out that there was a outbreak of a virus in way, I want to say maybe the 60s or so, which the government, it's an excellent movie. Come on in here. Good to see you, D Nice Toe. It's good to see you. You were about to say that Outbreak is basically COVID. Exactly, DJ man. It's basically COVID. Because if you haven't seen it, it's an excellent movie. It's old, but it was prophetic, if you will. It's old, but I feel like it was prophetic. And I just want y'all to know that movie opened your eyes, DJ Rock and Ron. I want you to know they're not just making up stuff, somebody's imagination. Yes, we do have some creative imaginations out there writing these stories and scripts. However, I want us to understand some of this stuff that we're seeing is really a situation where it already exists and somebody just puts it in a packaged up form and calls it a movie, I believe. So if you looked and saw Outbreak, it was basically COVID. It was basically COVID for real, for real, for real. And I feel like they get these bio weapons as they want to use them and, come up with their antidotes and act like they don't have it. But they do all the while. And at the end of the day, as was in that movie, stuff starts mutating because that's what viruses do. They mutate. And at the end of the day, this what they thought was going to be this awesome weapon with a serum that they could come out as an antidote, but unfortunately it had mutated, and at that point they're looking stupid. I really feel, DJ D-Man, that that's exactly what COVID was. That's my personal opinion. That's exactly what COVID was. Something that again, it popped up, they harvested, started playing with it, and it got out of control. DJ D-Man. Also, Contagion is a good movie that is pre-COVID. Come on here, DJ D-Man. Now, I don't think I've seen that one. I'll have to go back and see. I may have, but Outbreak is the one that really stands out in my mind because I bought the movie and probably watched it 500 times. But I'm telling you, the Will Smith movie as well. You can't remember the title, but the technology was tracking him. Come on here. Come on here. Barbara Hardy, my Visa Day friend. Come on in here, sis. Mad love to you, and it's good to see you in here this morning. But at this point, the movies are undercover truth at this point, Joanna. And I believe that. I even say this to the extent, how many of you as children, now this is, some of you all can't come here. I Am Legend. I see you, D Nice. So is that the one you're talking about? I think she's responding to DJ Rock and Ron. Who knew when I was in grade school watching Meet George Jetson, his boy Elroy, daughter Judy, Jane, his wife, who knew that we were going to see Jetsons in 2023? But so many of the things that we saw in Jetsons are exactly what we see in technology today. And I contend that basically it really was already in existence or working on it. Enemy of the State. I got you. I saw that. I saw Enemy of the State as well. Thank you for that, DJ D-Man. So I, again, feel like when we see these movies, even in cartoon form, y'all remember the cartoon that they always talk about with Trump? What are the ones, the cartoon where they look so, the big mouth and Homer. So at the end of the day, Back to the Future was one as well. CJ Manning. At the end of the day, The Simpsons. Thank you. Y'all just helping me. The Simpsons. How much of The Simpsons was absolutely to the point of Trump, And so this is where it's like, people are like, oh, this is uncanny. This is scary. This is crazy. This is, And it's because, again, I think sometimes people have their ear to the floor, ear to the door, wherever their ears are. They hear, they see, and they understand certain things, and it gets leaked out in little pieces like that. And we get a chance to see it ahead of time. Our first introduction to smart watches was via the Knight Rider and his car. Come on here, Dr. Dady Priest. Y'all talk to me in here. This is exactly what I'm identifying. These things are already in existence. We see glimpses of it via our movies, but it's already there. No, it was basically a chef didn't wash his hands and millions of people lost their lives. Matt Damon. Oh, okay. You guys are talking about Contagion. Can we talk about folks not watching they nasty hands? In an old movie, a computer took up a whole. Yeah, you're right, BTD Mom. I remember when the movies took a child, Rebel, the folks that won't wash their hands. And I'm just shocked, stunned, and amazed. I don't know about y'all. And I'm like, now, everybody, please wash your hands. Wash your nasty hands, Yossi son. Please wash your hands.
Thank you for the sub. We're building something.
Thank you, John Studio. We appreciate that sub. I appreciate you. You re-subbed, and I appreciate you. We're building something, and nothing but mad love to you. I see your face, Dr. Dady, because the Saints won't wash their nasty hands. Oh, my God. I've never been so appalled. And I'm not one that will typically go to public restrooms. If there's any way I can avoid it, please rest assured I'm not going to a public restroom. But at the end of the day, I'm shocked, stunned, and amazed at the number of women that come in, do their business, and walk right back out the door and ain't touched one drop of water. What is going on? And then, now this is the thing, just takes me out. Then you want to walk out the bathroom and go to the concession area and start buying food and tinkering and touching. I don't want it. I don't want it. Don't get, unless it's pre-packaged and sealed. I don't want it because your nasty hands and your children's nasty hands. I need y'all to go someplace and listen. And I don't care how much of the antiseptic you squirt on your hand in the car. You need to wash your hands. Yes, John Studios he's blowing kisses. John Studios is a streamer. Rebel said, wash your hands and your tail. Wash them both from your head to your toe. Please wash your body. So at the end of the day, that means they don't wash them at home, Dr. Dady. If they're not washing them in there, they're not washing them at home. And just be, then they suck their fingers and, oh, no. And this is how disease, this is how contagion spreads. Wash your nasty hands. Please do it. So at the end of the day, agreed, hand sanitizer is not soap. You need to wash your nasty hands. So you wanted to say that, but you refrained, Yoshi. So all of these things that come into play, but by the time they mutate, don't say, oh, CJ said it's adding flavor. No. Well, that's not the kind of flavor we want. That's not the fecal material flavor is not, we don't want the brown stuff. We don't want the brown stuff. And we don't want the adding of the flavor of urine and nothing else. So at the end of the day, no. Somebody's getting sick even while we talking, CJ Manny. Somebody can't take it. Somebody got a weak stomach even now, and they can't hardly make it. Filthy, DJ me, just filthy. Then want to shake your hands and carry no, sir, no, ma'am. So there you have it. Please take that little station identification conversation. Wash your nasty hands, please. It just takes a minute or two to wash your hands, and it would really stop a lot of this disease that's floating around. Now, BTD Mom touched on something about, you all remember when those mainframe computers, when they first came out, took up a whole room or 2 or 3 rooms. And I remember when they had, you all may not remember this, but at Christmas time, every year, we would make wreaths out of computer cards. Some of you all might remember that. But the computer cards were little cardboard slips of paper that had dots in them. And, the dots, the spaces in them would basically, I guess, was how they read the information when they input it into the computer. And we would take them and fold them at the tip and just, you make a wreath all the way around. Made some of the most beautiful wreaths in the world, but that's the way the computers used to be back in the day, BTD Mom. Even though I would suspect few of us, you and I remember those days, but a lot of the others here that are a little younger don't remember anything about that. But I can remember having my school teacher, Miss Lindblad, had someone that she knew that actually had access to those computer cards, and we would make wreaths. And I'm telling you, you stop and think about what they had to do to manipulate a computer back in that day versus the computer that you wear on your arm or wherever. You know, technology is so phenomenal right now. It's just mind blowing. So at the end of the day, cleanliness is next to godliness, Prince Jacob, and some folks need a closer walk. Cleanliness is next to godliness, and some folk need a closer walk. And there you have it. You old, you remember that as a kid, DJ D-Man? Absolutely. When the computers took up a whole entire room and they had the literal computer cards. Yeah, you up there with me if you remember those days. Just a closer walk with the DJ Rebel Inc. Please, just a closer walk and wash your nasty tail. Now, I want to go to the next story because listen, there's quite a bit going on out here in these streets. I want to come here. I don't know if you all realize this or not. Let me find it. Now this story right here. Let me go here before I go further. This story is a heartbreaker out of Florida. And another situation where, unfortunately, we've got individuals taking the law into their own hands. And it's like, so what's going to happen to them? Probably nothing. So here we have another black mother who was shot and killed by her neighbor. And the family is asking that the woman be arrested. Now, again, this is another situation out of Florida. This black mother had some children that were, now notice the headline, notice what the headline doesn't say. It just says a black mother of 4 was shot and killed by her neighbor. And they keep referring to the woman as a woman that did the shooting. Now, mind you, the police report and all the details from the family indicate that this was a white woman in her 50s that shot this. How old was the mother again? I want to say she was like in her 30s. So, you know, the situation is continuing that I can say and I can scream, I'm defending myself, life and property, and just shoot people in cold blood. Now, there had been an ongoing dispute, as I understand from the story, if those details are correct. There had been an ongoing dispute between the neighbor regarding this woman that was killed, the children outside playing. Now, I do want to say this because I did work in domestic relations dispute resolutions and manage that department. You'd be surprised how many domestic disputes occur between neighbors. Now, predominantly, what we saw a lot of in Kansas City area, that I don't know if they have these everywhere, but they had easement driveways, which meant you shared a driveway between you and your neighbor. When you got to the back, you might have a separate area where you parked behind your house, your neighbor parked behind their house, but the drive itself was a shared drive, and people blocking the driveway was enough to get people to court, literally. I mean, these people were going to blows, pulling out weapons and everything else. So I understand that. Probably the next biggest area that we had in domestic relations dispute resolution, even though, yes, we saw family court situations and things that went on inside the 4 walls. However, probably the next biggest thing we saw were neighbors feuding with neighbors regarding children. Neighbors mad because the children are doing X, Y, Z, whatever the case may be. So that was a big focus when you were in real estate, Dr. Dady. Absolutely. In the past year, you've been attacked by 4 white women. 4. That's unacceptable, Yoshi. Just absolutely unacceptable. And I'm so sorry that you're going through that. This space of where these types of situations, and again, I wanted to bring in the easement driveway because you're just talking about a driveway. People that are getting beat up, people that are getting guns drawn on them, people that are being cut over an easement driveway, or a situation where you have children outside playing and creating some sort of incident with the neighbor. Now, this has been an ongoing situation with this young woman. However, the big question for me is, Death? Really? Now, this is another situation almost like Kansas City. It sounds familiar to our situation in Kansas City, except for y'all remember in Kansas City, it was a young man that was going to pick up his siblings and he went down the wrong street. How is it the same STL? This mother with her child was standing at the door and the woman shot her through the door. Now, let that process. Let that process. This woman is standing at the door with her child, and the woman inside shoots her through the door. Now, as the grandmother said, I've lost my daughter, and I nearly lost my granddaughter who saw her mother killed standing next to her and standing right outside the same door that this woman shot through. Bryn, it's horrible. This is horrible. Now, the family at this point, hear me. So you're tracking with me, and they keep talking about a woman, but I think she's been identified. I want to say she's a 54-year-old white woman or something like that. So at this point, so I'm assuming we're trying to say this is a stand your ground situation, and so there's no need to arrest this woman because she was in her house. She shot through the door. As the grandmother said, neither the mother nor the child had any kind of weapon. They were not threatening as far as imminent danger, life and limb. The use of force at this level and shooting through the door. They said the woman never answered the door. The woman did not. This is what it's reported to me. The woman did not. The white woman inside did not answer the door. She shot through the door and killed this woman. So they're asking, the family is pleading and begging the authorities to arrest the shooter. So Bryn, this is just, it's just horrible. It's horrible, BTD mom. So at the end of the day, this is what we're going to devolve into. Now, Kansas City has a similar situation. As I said, young man went to pick up his siblings and went to the wrong street. And again, this white brother just shoots through the door talking about he feared for his life. Then as it was reported, I don't want you to be triggered, Yoshi, son. It can be triggering. I do understand. But I just, I just hang in there. But then to actually have this old man come outside, stand over the young black brother and shoot him again. Now, this is not a case of anything about the child. He was a stellar student. Academically, he was at the top ranking in his school. Everything about this child was positive. And there's nothing about the story, even in the Kansas City situation, that was threatening to this man. And he just, you talk about ring the doorbell and you shoot through the door. And then come out after you shot the child through the door and shoot him again. And he was picked up and released, held for less than an hour, less than 2 hours on a 24-hour hold, released, and the community and the family had to make a stink to get the man arrested. In this situation right here, this woman is still, as of the time of the writing of this story, still not in custody, and the people are just livid. So, at this point, it's like, so is that the new thing? You just shoot through the door and kill somebody and say, I feared for my life. Is that the way we're going? I'm like, okay, if you're inside and you feel threatened, why wouldn't you stay inside and dial 911? Now, that probably would have been worse for people of color, because then she'd have been shot 50 times. That's sad to say, but I'm just saying. She'd have been shot 50 times, and the little girl too. So this scenario that we have that's brewing and going on in the country right now, we really need to address it. We really need to be able to push back and say something different needs to happen. You believe that the black color is what triggered I got you, Bryn. And I agree with you 100%. Anytime you see a black body, and God forbid that it be a black male, I feared for my life. And that includes the popo. So Houston, there is a problem. And I saw you early, Rebel. I'm going to give it to you. Could it be? The devil? Baby, this ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Please believe it. Had those children not protested, that man would still be chilling at his home. And that you're absolutely correct, Dr. Dady. You are absolutely correct. The children at the school and the school people came out along with the family and protested, and that's when they arrested Mr. Yost. So, at the end of the day, it's the devil, Bryn, I'm telling you. So these are instances that are unfortunately becoming way too familiar now. So what do we do, y'all? We always have to have often have to have the black conversation and have a conversation about, okay, so what do we do? How do we handle ourselves in certain situations and so on and so forth? At this point, it would appear if you've got a domestic dispute, and this is, at least in my area, this is considered domestic dispute. Your neighbors are considered domestic. Go to the proper channels in your municipality and address it. Because God forbid that you try to take your child next door to wherever the problem is and have a conversation and wake up dead. Because that's exactly what happened. So our prayers go out to AJ Owens and all of her family and children. Mind you, she had 4 children that are now motherless because she went to the neighbor's house over a dispute in the neighborhood regarding her children. So this story this morning piques our interest in the different things that were reported this morning. I definitely wanted to touch on that, and prayers go out to this family. Now, so the other thing, I'm gonna deal and touch on this for just a quick moment. Now, it's reported to me, y'all know how we do it over here. It's reported to me that the Little Mermaid, y'all, it has tanked in China and South Korea amid racist backlash from viewers. Has anybody seen The Little Mermaid, the new version? Put a 1 in the chat. To be honest with y'all, they would have to move her. I got you, truck driver. I got you. And I can say a whole lot to that truck, because so much of what happened with Mr. Yost, Mr. Yeast, honey, please. A little leaven that whole lump. You watched it, Bryn. Give me your feedback. There is this rhetoric and conversation that's going on about the Little Mermaid. And now this is in other countries that again are coming back with the racist backlash from viewers because they do not like the idea that the mermaid is black. I would like to know, Bryn, what your takeaway of the movie was on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. Please tell me where you would rate the show on a scale from 1 to 5. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest or the best rating. Please rate the show and tell me what you felt. But this is a condition that I kind of want to address. As we as black and brown bodies are fighting and continuing to fight the good fight of faith, and we're not going to quit. Please hear me. Over a mermaid, BTD mom, over a mermaid. The backlash and the racist rhetoric that's coming to the forefront. I don't think we've ever been deluded that our black and brown skin has not been appreciated by other ethnicities. It's amazing to me how in this time and this season, and I will personally attribute it to 45. He's not the only one, but he made it okay to do. He made it okay to say. You would give it a 2. Only thing you've heard people is upset because she's with a white guy. Okay. Oh, is that... So are we having an issue with a mixed relationship, with a biracial relationship? Bryn, is that what's triggering people, a biracial relationship? Because at the end of the day, come through. It's come back to me more so, Bryn, that people are upset about the whole idea of a black mermaid. Why did they have to go black? And then I guess the point being, if she's black as a mermaid, what's wrong with her dating a black guy? Does that really make a difference? I don't know. But at this point, she had a white father and a multicultural family. Thank you, Glenda. Thank you for that. So at the end of the day, and Glenda, I would love for you on a 1 to 5, give me your take on where you think this scores. And is it really an issue of racial? Now, obviously, it's definitely stirring a lot of racial comments in the negative. But is it also, or is it, I don't know, I think that a multicultural family is trying to push us towards the world in which we live currently. I don't know that there has ever been a pure race, as people like to say. And I think that in and of itself begins to identify some level of racism, just in that whole idea of we want a pure race. And I think the earth is going to become more and more multicultural on all levels. And so are we saying that we as a people are not ready to embrace that? It's already happening. So what are we saying here? I don't get it. There she is, and she's in the room. Good morning to you, Shelly Thunder. I would like to see the world just embrace love as love. And I'll say that even as June brings us into Gay Pride Month, I would like us to embrace the idea, and y'all, now see, some of y'all gonna get mad, but I'd love to see us walk hand in hand, whether we see eye to eye or not. Can we just embrace that the heart loves who the heart loves without people saying who the heart has to love and how? I wish we could move away from this whole dynamic of the angst and the anger that we have one toward the other with regard to who people love and how. So I hear you gave it a 4. You enjoyed it. It was very entertaining, and it entertained your inner child. Come on, Glenda. So come on. I'm gonna give props for that, because listen, all the negativity that's coming out. I'm with you, Rebel. Stay out of people's business. At the end of the day, it's not you. So what is it to you? It has no impact. It has no effect on you. If two people genuinely love each other, I applaud love, because listen, I've seen a lot of coming together that is anything but love, but we'll go all different kinds of places. So again, and I'm glad I have not seen it, Glenda, so I'm glad somebody's here that's actually seen it. And Bryn, I appreciate you all. Let's just go with the idea and appreciate the idea that she's coming from a multicultural family. She's dating a brother that is white. And yes, I said a brother that's white, because at the end of the day, it's all about melanin. And that's the only difference that we have. Hello. That's the only difference that we have, is the melanin. Let's not make such issues out of stuff like this. I am saddened. You liked it too, Joanna G. Come through. You saw it as well. You thought we had already embraced interracial relationships. I'm telling you, Bryn, I'm as I started earlier, I do feel that while on the surface we have pretended to embrace, I think the more certain things are put in front of us, when it's put in front of us, what manifests and comes to the top is, even though, can we say tolerated and not necessarily accepted? You understand what I'm saying? Can I say, Bryn, I think certain things in our cultures have been tolerated, but not necessarily accepted. So I think this is the challenge that we have to deal with. Am I tolerating a thing, or have I genuinely accepted a thing? That's two totally different things. And I tell people all the time, I'm not going to stay where I'm just being tolerated. That's not my goal. My end goal. Now, and I have in life been put in a lot of different positions where I have been the icebreaker racially in certain settings, in certain situations. But my goal is always to bridge the gap. That's always my goal, is to bridge the gap. When I understand that there is no desire, no intention, no movement towards bridging the gap, and I'm being tolerated and tokenism starts coming into play, miss me with that. So, but the racial dynamics in this country are still very strong. Please believe it. Please believe it. You think that it's mainly they just didn't want a melanated woman to have that role because some of the sisters were deeply melanated. Why didn't they say something about them? Come through with that. Glenda. Interesting point. You agree, if love is involved, color should not matter in relationship because that's too much. There's too much hate in our world. Absolutely. And so I'm 100%. The heart loves who it loves, and stay out, as Rebel said earlier, stay out of people's business. Can we just do that? I found that interesting that was one of the topics this morning in the headline. And I was like, wow, we're really having a conversation about the racial issues toward a black mermaid. In other countries, is it that deep? For real? But apparently it is. And so there you have it. Now, I'm going to come here and let's have a conversation. If you knew that Cornel West is now running for president, put a 1 in the chat. If you knew that Cornel West was now running for president, put a 1 in the chat. If you already know it, put a 1 in the chat. Now, I want to have just a brief conversation about this. I see you, CJ Manning. I got one. Yes, DJ Rollum. He is running for president. And I want to kind of explore this a little bit and see where we're at. Let me hold this for just a second. I want to see where we're at in our thought, in our thinking. Here we go. And we're going to roll this beautiful bean footage. Oh, that's a little stretched out, but nonetheless, I hope you can hear what he's saying. Here we go.
In these bleak times, I have decided to run for truth and justice, which takes the form of running for president of the United States as a candidate for the People's Party.
So there we go. Let me run this again. I'm gonna try to resize this because that's a little hard to see. His face, honey, his face is as big as God. You heard about that, Bryn? Let's watch it one more time. And I know I've shrunk it down a little bit, but let's just listen to what he's saying and read the information that's come along with it.
These bleak times, I have decided to run for truth and justice, which takes the form of running for president of the United States as a candidate for the People's Party.
So there you have it. He is a rebel. I see y'all talking. I see wow. I see blank face. I see faces just staring off into the wilderness. I see My Lock Journey. Come on in here, sis. My Lock Journey is a streamer. If you're not following My Lock Journey, quit chewing your ways. Because listen, she's going to bless your whole life. She is the Lock Whisperer, along with DJ Rollum, who's also a streamer. If you're not following DJ Rollum, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways. Because listen, they going to bless your whole life. Please believe it. So much mad love to both of you. Now, so I'm getting the sense that I see you, April Cook. Come on in here, mad love to you. I'm getting the sense that y'all, and I'm gonna come on live. I'm gonna come on back on my radio. I'm getting the feeling y'all not feeling. If you would vote for Cornel West just right now today, and I don't know what his actual platform is because he really didn't say. Particularly, you're talking about Ukraine. I think that's a distraction. Truth and justice, you got a lot of work ahead of you, but nonetheless, this brother is stepping up to the plate. Now, if you would vote for Cornel West right now today, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. If you see this brother, he's a man of intellect. He's a man that is rebel. Zero, 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 zero. My Like Journey, you said, I'm just here for his debating skills and his knowledge. Okay. But you don't think he brings anything else to the table, My Like Journey? April Cook said, can't trust this. He must think he's running against Obama. Not Obama. Okay, April, I hear you talking. You don't know about voting. Oh my goodness. So wait a minute. Let me understand. When My Like Journey, when you say you don't know about voting, are you saying you wouldn't vote? Well, please clarify that point. You don't know about voting. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if you could clarify that point. Crystal Method, good morning to you. Crystal said, I love him. I don't think I want him for a president. I got you. So, I'm going to say there are some things that concern me. You love him. You just don't know about voting for him, My Like Journey. Okay, I got you. You like Cornel West and have seen him speak. You're not sure that you would support him on this journey. Okay. You do vote. Okay. Now, when you said vote, that's where my heart started pounding, My Like Journey, because I do know that sometimes people become discouraged with the candidates that you have to choose from. And it's like the lesser of the evils. Which one am I going to choose based on who's the absolute best out of the worst of however many are running? So at the end of the day, So do you see this as a potential to divide the Democratic Party, which, and I'm, again, all black folks don't vote Democrat. That's not where I am. But the party of Democrats is largely supported by the black population. Is this going to be a splitter? Is this going to be a divide the vote scenario? I don't know. Where are the young people? I just want to understand listen, Rebel is on one today. Rebel is feeling something. At the end of the day, he's 70 years old, and not that I'm being an ageist. I'm not getting to ageism, but where are the young people? Where and to me, I'm tired of the Geritol generation in politics. Can I say that? Can I say that and still contend that I'm not into ageism? But I am tired of the Geritol generation. Where are the young people? My Like Journey, do the young people even know who he is? Probably not. Because Cornel West, really, in my opinion, you all can talk to me. In my opinion, I think Cornel West has been relatively quiet in these last several years. I'm surprised that he jumped out of nowhere, and I'm saying out of nowhere, jumped out of nowhere here all of a sudden out of the blue and is like, I'm running for president. When I saw the announcement, I was shocked, stunned, and amazed. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the announcement, I was shocked, stunned, and I would see what's the other guy that talks a lot. He's a young black philosopher. Dyson, what's his name? Michael, y'all help me with his name. I can't get his name together in my head. Michael Dyson, is that his name? I would have expected somebody like him. Y'all help me with this man's name because I can't remember what his name is. I want to say it's Michael Dyson. Do I need to somebody Google that for me? The other black educator and philosopher, that's a Michael Eric Dyson. Thank you, My Life Journey. So I would have expected, before Cornel West, I would have expected Michael Eric Dyson to come out and say, hey, I'm running. That's what I'm talking about. That's who I'm talking about. Thank you so much for that. I would have expected him to come out and say, I'm running for president before Cornel West. I'm just like, do the young people know who he is? My Life Journey. I would say no. Good morning, DJ Onyx Heart is a streamer. And if you're not following DJ Onyx Heart, quit your wicked ways. And good morning to you, my brother. Good to see you here. So at this point, Smiley and West, no thanks. April, I see you talking. I just don't think that he is a serious contender to captivate the minds of the people. Now, does anybody know anything about the People's Party, this third party that he's running for? Because I'm going to say I'm relatively ignorant to what that party stands for, the People's Party. If anybody has some intel on that, and of course, you know, I will be looking at this more in depth. I saw this in the middle of the night. And so when I saw it, I think can I be truthful? I think I was a little disgusted by it. I think I was a little disgusted by it. And maybe that is telling about me, but something in my Shonda was like, no, Mr. West, no. What prompted Mr. West to come out of Dark Shadows, BTD Mom? I have no idea. I does not know the peepers. Dr. Dady, I'm just like, what is he? But he's out there. Something don't smell right, Crystal Method. This is just so out of the blue to me. I'm just like, are you kidding? And I will say, except for the fact that I actually saw it, sounds like a ripoff of the Black Panther Party. Okay, is that what they? I don't know. I'm gonna investigate further. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to pretend this morning to know and have intel about that particular party. The Geritol generation is making me mad. They're having a difficult time ruling the nation. Did y'all see in the wheelchair when they rolled that sister out there for the first time in ever how many, Feinstein, when they rolled her out there in that chair looking like if she closed her eyes for 2 seconds, Thatcher's was gonna grab her and take her and embalm her right now today. This is the way you're bringing them in. This is the way you're bringing them in to vote, y'all. This is the way you're bringing them in to vote. What are we doing? I'm like, listen, I promise you, My Life Journey, if she had closed her eyes just 10 seconds longer, the mortician would have snatched her up, embalmed her, and stretched her out in the casket. Because, baby, they rolling them in to vote. Hear me when I say they're rolling them in to vote. This Geritol generation, listen, I need some help. Because, listen, at the end of the day, where are the young people? Rolling, just like rawhide, rolling. I just cannot. Bless the children, Father. Good morning, Michelle Browno is in the room, y'all. She's in the room. That's my girl right there. So much mad love to you, Michelle. And I saw Shelly Thunder came in a few minutes ago. That's my girl right there. And good morning to two of my beautiful moderators this morning. So yeah, come on in here, Bronx Harlem girl. Good to see you, and good morning to you as well. They not rolling on the river, because I can't say nothing. Tina ain't rolling on the river no more either. But listen, they about to be stretched out. I just cannot. So at the end of the day, you thought you heard her thunder. Yeah, she came on in here. You don't think the young folks believe in what they selling? They not buying what they selling, Crystal Method. But then this is where I feel, now this is my opinion. I see it, Dr. Dady. The traditionalists are the old guard influence of our time. They impacted generations, and we impact Gen X, and we impacted Gen Z. I hear you talking. This is where I think, Dr. Dady, and this is my opinion. Y'all don't have to agree with me. I would have felt more comfortable if a Cornel West, a Michael Eric Dyson, fill in the blank, whoever else you want to put in there as the intellectual speakers coming out of the Black community. I would have felt better if they had selected someone, groomed them, stood behind, coached, been counsel for, guidance for, somebody there as a resource. I would have felt much better had Dr. West done that than to come out and say, I'm running for president. Because I'm like, man, you so disconnected. What, these young folk don't know anything about you. They don't know your philosophy. They don't know, and can I, I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I appreciate all of the great things that I've seen in my day. But listen, I will be 60 years old, and I don't have a problem telling my age. I will be 60 years old in October. This is where I say, I'm going to work, I'm going to labor, I'm going to do everything I can to continue to push us toward where we're going. But why can't we, as we get older and gain the wisdom and the knowledge and the experience of having lived a great life, and my life is in no wise over, that's not what I'm saying, but push the young people? Why can't we say, okay, let me, and I'm constantly putting my hands on young people, because listen, there's got to be the ability to carry the torch, to push that agenda forward after I get finished. Even if I got 40 plus more years in me, you're talking about 100-year-old woman. You need some folks that can actually push this generation and the generations to come forward. Why would we not be looking at some younger people and gifting them with our wisdom, with our knowledge, with the ability to shadow, with the ability to listen and learn, and us learn from them and listen to them as well, have a genuine exchange back and forth so that we can create something that's going to be greater than all of us. The greater, put all these pieces together and you get synergy, you get something greater. 2 + 2 = 5. Why can't we come into a place of saying, okay, and I see this with parents, and this is maybe why I'm here, parents that really, they need to be pushing their children, but they still trying to have their time to shine. I'm like, girl, sit your lips, hips, and fingertips down and push and support your baby. You understand what I'm saying? This is your time to push and support your children. And not that you're of no effect and that you're not important, but please take this time to groom and train and give opportunity for others behind you. Take your, and this, I'm telling you, when I see parents that are trying to get the limelight instead of shining the light on their, I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It takes, let me come here. My nephew, I was blessed to start him off on the drums. When I tell you that boy has traveled around the world, and I shouldn't say boy because he's a whole man. That man has traveled around the world behind those drums. That young man has made all kinds of inroads behind those drums. That young man plays so much better than I ever dreamed of playing. Do you think that's skin off my nose? Absolutely not. I am blessed and I am proud of the fact that he eclipsed and excelled beyond me. His name is Bradley Williams. The boy is off the chains. It's BTD mom's son, her oldest son. That is one of the baddest drummers I've ever seen, and I'm not lying. I mean to tell you, when you talk about, honey, change tempo, 5/4, 4/4, 9/8, he's off the chains. I just absolutely love him. I cannot do all the things that this baby can do. I cannot do all of the things that this baby has learned. Matter of fact, I remember the first time I literally had to ask him. He was doing this riff on the cymbal. He was doing this riff on the cymbal that was so cold. And I said to him, I said, Bradley, I said, show me what you're doing. And he, his face, he looked kind of shocked, first and foremost. Crazy Berrytown. She's in the room, y'all. She's in the room. She is a streamer. She'll give you chit chat and a sip. Yes, she'll Zumba you design, and she's our fearless leader in good grief. If you're not following Crazy Berrytown, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways. Quit them, because she's going to bless your whole life. The look on his face was one of shock, stun, and amazement, but then it immediately went into pride. And I could tell, because he was like, when your mentor has the humility to come back and say, I'm ready to learn from you, quit him, Crazy Berrytown, quit him. I'm ready and willing to learn from you what you bring to the table in this new flow. Because baby, that lick, I still remember it. That lick was off the chain. He was doing it very simply, but I still had to tell him, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down so I can see exactly what you're doing. And he slowed it down that's a BTD mom said she's the proud mama. Absolutely. Because this boy, yeah, I'm telling you, he's off the chains. And when he slowed it down, and not only did he learn from me, but then he also went through the drum corps and took it to a whole nother level and all of that. So, perfect your skill. Your gift is great, but then sharpen that gift and give everything you can to sharpen the tool. Now, so at the end of the day, I could see the pride in him, but he did not, I don't think, really see the fullness of the pride in me, because I knew at that point he had far surpassed me and the sky was the limit. Y'all understand what I'm saying? He had far surpassed me, and the sky, I'm telling you, outer space is the limits with that baby, because that boy is bad. So this is, I see somebody saying they don't want to pass the baton. My Lock Journey, they don't want to pass the baton. I experienced the same thing in the church. The older generation doesn't want to train us and pass the baton to us so we can keep it going. And you said the operative word there, Bronx Harlem girl. Or who was at My Lock Journey. If you don't, how do you think it's going to live after you're gone? How do you think it's going to continue when you pass off the scene? You've got to pass the baton, and the exchange is important. And the respect goes both ways, Crystal Method. The respect goes both ways. So this is where I'm saying with Dr. West, I'm like, sir, I'm coming into that aging stage. I'm just saying, I understand the importance of every baton that's in my bag, every baton that's in my hand, every baton that is in my quiver. I need to be finding qualified, responsible people that I can pass that baton off to. I'm not standing here trying to, oh man, these are all the gifts that God gave to me. I told somebody, they asked me, what would you want said about you when you die? And I said to them, what I would want said is that she used everything that God gave her and passed it on. Do you hear what I'm saying? That I used everything that God gave me in my lifetime and that I passed it on. I didn't take it to the grave. I didn't take it 6 feet under. Everything that God gave me, I wanted to be said, I used all of it and I passed it on. If I can accomplish that, I will have accomplished life. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I am a sum of all the things that my mother and my father and those that deposited into me, what they deposited into me, and they gave me, listen, they gave me greatness. Please believe me. They gave me, oh my God, more than, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I feel like I would do them an injustice if I didn't use everything that they gave me and if I did not pass it on. This is why I think with my looking at Dr. West, I'm like, listen, come on, KK79. Good morning to you. Come on in here. Come on, come on. You know what I'm saying? My life journey. This is the part that we need to understand how to pass on to those that are coming. Have you trained somebody? I say this to pastors all the time in churches. You know, you'll have one dominant leader where they follow this one huge personality. Okay, but if that one dominant leader, when they die, what do you have to follow that up? Nothing. Nothing. The people are sitting there like, what we gonna do? What we gonna, he dead, she dead, y'all, she dead, what we gonna do? They gonna go to somebody, they gonna go someplace else that has somebody in position that can do and give them what they need, because there's no one there that's prepared. You have not prepared anybody to follow in your footsteps. This is where I feel for those of us that we're getting up in age and you're like, I ain't got nothing to do. Have you mentored someone? You understand what I'm saying? Have you mentored someone to take your place? And I'm not saying this with an idea, I'm about to die. No, that's not what I'm saying. But have you mentored? Even if you're stepping out into a brand new, fresh place, while you're stepping out into this brand new, fresh place in your late 50s, early 60s, in your 70s, and for those that are making it into the 80s and the 90s, and still, I got a 96-year-old auntie who gets around better than I do. Please believe it. That's no joke. My sisters in here know I'm not lying. She's 96 years old and she gets around better than I do. She told me a cold will have to catch me. I'm not going to stand there and wait and catch a cold. I promise you, that's what my Aunt Lou said. A cold's going to catch me. I'm not going to stand here and wait and catch a cold. That's the way she moves and that's the way she operates. So at the end of the day, have you really, even in the new places that you are, for those of you that have businesses, are you training people? Are you bringing with an idea? Do you want it just to exist in your lifetime? Or do you want something that's going to be sustainable and that's going to be long after you're gone, that you left some footprints in the sand of time, and there's somebody that can actually carry on the essence you've deposited into them? What have you done to deposit into someone else to help carry on the vision that God gave you? Because it's not just for your lifetime. I believe it's intended to be perpetuated from now until, but you got to train somebody else to take the baton that you leave behind and carry it to the next level. But some of us are so stingy, so selfish, so egotistical, and so self-centered. I don't want nobody to shine but me. And when my shine is over, it's over. Listen, that's not the way we operate, and that's not the mindset. No, miss me with that. If it's all about you and all about yours and all about your immediate family and your immediate friends, that's a very short-sighted vision. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is a very short-sighted vision. If it's just about you, your family, and your friends, and you don't have any idea toward pushing and having this propagated from generation to generation to generation long after you're gone, and see them take it to the next level and excel and eclipse and take it higher and higher and higher. Man, I'm telling you, this is the way we've got to have our mindset in the Black community, especially because we have got to move to another plateau. And I don't feel, back to Dr. West, I don't feel that Dr. West necessarily needs to be the person trying to run this leg of the 4x100, 4x4, because he's limping, y'all. He's 70 years old, and the young folk don't even know who he is. understand the words coming out of my mouth? They don't even know who he is. You're limping. You're already crippled. You already need a wheelchair. So at this point, let me come back up. The little ones you tutor excel. I'm teaching her everything that you know. Her mom has asked me to take her into the garden now to come on here. I have a chance to grow this baby. I feel so blessed. And Yoshi son, you are Z lady. See, I just looked up and saw you. Good morning to you. So much mad love coming to you. Come on in here. I love me some you. Now listen, this is what I'm saying. This is our time that we can actually give and impart and prepare folks for the next leg. And we are blessed. It is a blessing when we can deposit what we have into those that come behind us. What are we doing? And we need to be doing it now. So listen, my life journey, he couldn't have trained a young person to run instead of him. I'm sure someone would love to sit at his feet and absorb what he has to give, especially to prepare for the presidency. And I'm with you, my life journey. Why do we, and this, can I talk about it? Can I just really, so many of us, my lock, are so hungry for our names to be the name that's in lights. I want to be in lights. I want to be the one to shine. Well, baby, do you know sometimes you can shine brighter through others? I said what I said, and y'all ain't going to buy what I'm selling. Sometimes you can shine brighter through others. I said what I said. And I'll add to it before I take it back. When my nephew goes, when my nephew plays, when everybody's trying to put their hands on him, that is my light shining through him, shining brighter than my light could shine on its own. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? That's my light shining through him. And it's shining so much brighter than I ever could have shown because he has taken it to the next level. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And sometimes if we could understand, deposit your light in ones that will carry it and carry it appropriately. And I promise you, in those instances, many times your light is going to shine so much brighter than it ever could have shone through you. And it's okay. It doesn't have to be about, ooh, this is me. Ooh, I did this. Ooh, I said, no. And a matter of fact, I very seldom even identify my relationship to my nephew with regards to his drumming. He is so phenomenally beyond where I am. And I don't feel bad about my skills. Sister got some skills, but sister got some skills from the 60s and the 70s. And the stuff that they're doing in 2023 is mind-boggling. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? Yeah, I do some paradiddle-diddles, but honey, what they doing, and their reflexes and their hearing and their ability and their baby, I'm telling you, it's at a whole nother level, and I love it. I love it. So this is where you got to sometimes not be so greedy, you giddy thing. Be so greedy for the attention and the limelight. Let these babies shine. Let these babies do what they do. Leadership is about creating a sustainable legacy that gets better and better. Dr. Dady Priest, I'm going to give some applause on that because you said something right there. That's real leadership. Creating a sustainable legacy that gets better and better. That right there. Because we're not just going to stay level on this plateau right here. What they say, we used to sing back in the day, every round goes higher and higher. Every round goes higher and higher. Everything should be getting better and better. Who has Dr. West ever mentioned, coached, been an ally to? Dr. Dady, I can't answer any of the three. Now, not to say that he hasn't, but every time I've seen, and this is a thing, and y'all hear me, I'm really talking in here. I didn't know this is where I was going, but we here. Everybody that wants to be the lone wolf, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But the lone wolf is not where we're going to get to the success for our people. And not just black people, but I'm talking about humanity as a whole. Everybody trying to run off and be the lone wolf. Well, I'm the lone wolf. I'm the lone wolf. I'm the lone wolf. I'm the lone wolf. I'm the lone ranger, just me and Tonto. Because listen, some of y'all, I'm trying to tell you, you barely get Tonto. Most of y'all just like to be the lone wolf, but at least the lone ranger did at least get Tonto. But just so hell bent on being out here by yourself. You know why? Because you're greedy. You're greedy. Oftentimes, you're greedy because you want all that attention. You want all the praise. You want all the accolades. You want all of that for yourself. And at the end of the day, anytime you got to share the space and the limelight with others, you someplace looking halfway crazy. But baby, this is how we do it together. This is how we come together. This is how we go greater and we go bigger. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Because it's so much more. It's so much more. And if we could ever get off of this lone wolf, lone ranger mentality, because there's a blessing. There's actually, a blessing in numbers. If we could come together, if we could deposit what we have, you giddy thing. That's what I said, my life journey, you giddy thing. My same nephew, Bradley, y'all know I tell that story. He was a little toddler. And, somebody was hogging up all the stuff. Y'all know how kids will do, hogging up all the stuff. And my nephew Bradley looked over and said, you giddy thing. You giddy thing. But I'm telling you, some of us are you giddy thing. You just attention. I started to say, I'm going to say it. You're just attention whores. Attention whores. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. You're attention whores. Some of y'all on Twitch because you're attention whores. Some of y'all on Instagram because you're attention whores. Some of y'all, every time you come into a group setting, you got to be the center of attraction because you're attention whores. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. So, you need to just go ahead and tell the truth and shame the devil. You want to soak up all the oxygen in the room, and you want to be the one that talks about yourself. This is the thing. When you got somebody that don't never talk about nobody but themselves, you're an attention whore. You don't never talk about nobody but yourself. You are an attention whore. I said what I said. And I'll add to it before I take it back. I don't care if it's the pastor at church. I don't care if it's the church mother. I don't care if it's you fill in the blank with whatever. Baby, if you always have to talk about me, myself, I, and mine, you are an attention whore, and you're probably a narcissist. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. And don't come at me with that fake humility, trying to act like how meek and lowly, humble and holy, when all the time everything you talk about is you, which identifies, I don't care how meek, lowly, humble and holy you try to pretend, we can see straight through your veneer. You, sir, you, ma'am, are an attention whore. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. I think whore was in the Bible, W-H-O-R-E. I believe it's in the Bible. For everybody that says she's on here cussing, I'm telling, listen, the word's in the Bible, and it said what it said, and it'll add to it before it takes it back. You're an attention hoe. Come on, Rebel, be with me when I'm right. Z-Lady CK2 Hoop, my luck journey. I'm telling BTD Mom, I'm telling what God loves. It's narcissistic syndrome. Come on, narcissist syndrome. I hear you talking, and listen, I want you to understand at the end of the day, if you are not seeing and feeding into the whole and the totality of the picture, and it's all about you, not to say that you're not going to be successful, but please know that you're going to be limited. You heard what I said. I'm not saying you're not going to be successful, but you will be limited Because when and if it's all about you and nobody else, you only need the portion that you need for you and nobody else. When you can be a conduit, come on, somebody type that in there. I am a conduit. When you can be a conduit and it's flowing through you to others, you can have an unending abundance because it's more than just me. It's more than just me, myself, I, and mine. But there needs to be enough for me to flow out and to and through others. I am a conduit, SK8843. Good morning to you. Yoshi son, I am a conduit. I need a pipeline. I need a pipeline, not a bunch of greedy attention hoes trying to get the limelight. I am a conduit. Come on, DJ Onyx Heart. My life journey, I am a conduit, Dr. Dady Priest. I am a conduit, Glenda M.H. Groves. That's when your supply never runs dry, because every time it's not just like your pipes and the water that's running through your pipes. There is that constant supply of water. Even if the spigot is turned off, the pipe is still full. And the minute you turn that spigot and untap it, honey, it just begins to flow again. It's been sitting there waiting to come out because I am a conduit. I am a pipeline. I source not just me, but I source anybody where my pipe is running, anywhere that I've networked, anywhere that I've connected to, anybody that I've come in oneness with. I am a conduit. And I got enough for me and everybody where the pipe is running. Are y'all hearing me? Because I'm tapped into the source. I don't care what nobody says. I'm tapped into the source. Come on here. Woo, my life journey, you are a conduit. Come on in here. BTD mom, you are a conduit that... BTD mom said, I'm a conduit that washes my hands. Wash your nasty hands. Oh, BTD mom, you done tickle me. Crystal Method, I am a conduit. This is what I want us to, and this is what the black community and everybody, but especially in the black community, CJ Manning 7, Z Lady C, we got to come back to a place where the community comes back to being a conduit. It takes a whole village to raise a child, because everybody that is a conduit is pouring into that child. Everybody that has something to deposit is depositing something into that child. Everybody that has something to give is giving something to that child, so that when the child leaves the village, the child is educated. When the child leaves the village, the child is equipped. When the child leaves the village, the child is enriched. When the child leaves the village, the child is full, and the capacity in that child cannot be stopped. The flow is too great. Because all of the conduits of the village have deposited into that child. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? And right now, unfortunately,
Welcome.
thank you, Black Force Ken. Thank you for following. Right now, unfortunately, and welcome to the Lion's Den. We're so glad to have you here. So, unfortunately, right now, what we are dealing with are young generations that are out there they out there water divining. You know how they get you're trying to tap around and find the water. Divining for water. Instead of us infusing them with water. We should be pipelines that are just infused. And listen, some young folks are finding that, listen, they're divining and they're finding it. They're finding it. They may have to dig deep down through the dirt. They may have to dig deep down through the sand, but they're digging and they're hitting it on their own. Not because we've given it to them, but because they're thirsty. They're parched. They're arid, extra dry. And they're saying it's got to be something better than this. Because too many times we have failed to deposit and to impart into those that come behind because we too busy trying to shine, being attention whores. We have not sold into anybody. Y'all understand? Listen, Glenda, I'm telling what God loves, and that's the truth. We have not deposited into anybody. And you so greedy, just greedy, just greedy. I want to give away everything that I have. If there's knowledge, if there's wisdom, if there's understanding, if there's content that I can give to the next person, I want to give it to them. It's not an issue of, oh, she thinks she all that. Listen, I know I got a lot. And you have a lot too. Some of you have more than you realize. Some of you have not tapped yourself. Some of y'all need to start divining in your own self and find some water. You need to turn on yourself and start divining because you really don't realize all that you have inside of you. You don't understand the greatness that you have. You don't understand all that God has given to you, and you have minimized, you have reduced, you have seen yourself as less than. When, honey, you got a whole gusher. You have a whole gusher. But babies, that gusher isn't just for you. That gusher is to bless others and yourself. That gusher is for the whole village. Take up space. When I say take up space, DJ D-Man, that brother know he blessed me. He blessed me with his beats for a cure. Take up space. Network. Pull up the stakes of your tent. Don't just plumb in the house, but become a pipeline in the community. Become a pipeline that begins to expand everywhere. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Only if the different generations come together. If we just would do that, My Lock Journey. Because listen, I need the young folks. The young folks need me. We need each other. And Bronx Harlem Girl, if we're all living up to our potential, do you understand how unstoppable we are? This is all I'm trying to get us to come. I'm called to wake up the lions. I know that's my call. I know that's my call in life, especially at this stage and age. It's to wake up the lions. It's to wake the folks up and say, hey, we need to hear your roar. What's up, pussycat? I need you to come out of that phase, and I need you to see the roar of the lion that's inside of you. I need to wake up the lion that's in you. And, you out here, it's so much more going on in there than that little purr of a pussycat. There's a lion in you. We need that roar that you can hear 5 miles away. And you got it. It's in you. Where beyond our ability to see you, we can hear it, we can sense it, it has impact. It calls the ones that need to come to you, and it runs off the enemies when they hear you. You understand what I'm saying? It calls the ones that need to come to you, and they attract, and they you become a magnet, and you draw them, and it runs off the enemies that need to go another direction. From this one place, you never, without ever leaving this spot, just that one roar, 5 miles plus in radius, has the ability to draw or run. And baby, you just stand right where you are in your lane, stay in your lane, do what you're called to do what is you, and baby, just let it roar. You are a conduit, DJ Rock and Ron. Oh my goodness, y'all don't get me started in here, because y'all get me right on up in a prophetic, honey, because I'm not far from it right now. But DJ Rock and Ron, you are a conduit. You absolutely positively are. And see, this is what we're doing. This is what we're creating. We're building something. This network, this pipeline. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? This pipeline that transcends me, myself, I, and mine. It transcends just my friends. Baby, this that we're building right now. Can I say it like this? We are rebuilding humanity. We are rebuilding humanity. And the humanity that's been lost and obscured for so many years, we're bringing it back. Please believe it. But we're doing it with the young and the old together. The generations are not at war. The generations are as one. So I need what you young people have. I need to hear what you talk. I need to hear what you say. I need to hear what you speak. I need to learn what you know that I don't know. And you need to hear us talk. And you need to hear us speak. And you need to hear our experiences as well as us hearing your experiences. Because at the end of the day, all of that compacted together, I'm telling you, we're a conduit that's going to change humanity. And we have the power to do it. DJ Onyx Hart, we need to wake other lions, and those lions need to wake other lions, and so on until all the lions are awake. And I'm going to close with that today because it's 9 o'clock. We need to wake other lions, and those lions need to wake other lions, and so on until all the lions are awake. To my young generations that are out there, I value you. You bring so much to the table. We can't do this without you. We can't do this without one another. I hear you, Glenda. We're listening, and we're listening to one another because there's an exchange. There's such a great exchange that's going on between us. We need one another, and we are conduits. And I need you to pour into me, and I have something to pour into you, because one thing I do know won't be this way always. Listen, I hear it. Bronx Harlem girl, we got a lot of professionals in this chat. We have so much to share, and you are speaking the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. Listen, we value one another, My Lock Journey, and it's mad love and respect both directions. I love y'all. I really, really do. We love, the heart loves who the heart loves, and we love one another. And again, I'm speaking out on behalf of Gay Pride, LGBTQ month. For those of the community, I want to give you mad love and mad respect from the Lions Den to everyone that's here. Please know that we honor and respect you as well. And we honor you in the month of June. As Shelly Thunder said, my moderator, everybody, we want you to have an amazing day on purpose, because that's the way we do it in here. And I love everybody that came through. To all of our streamers that you know what? I miss getting you all to put your stream information in. Go ahead and do that during my close. And I want anybody and everybody, if you're not following one of these streamers, just put a 1 in the chat. If you see a 1 and you're not following one of these streamers, go ahead and click on their name and follow them, even as we get ready to leave up out of here. I see you, DJ Onyx Hart. I appreciate you. Click on those ones in the chat if you're not following them, because I don't want to miss anybody. My apologies to the streamers that come here, and you're so faithful and so consistent to support me. I thank you, and I want to support you as well. Dr. Dady Priest, CJ Manning 1, My Lock Journey, come on in here. I see your 1. Yoshi Son, I see your 1. I appreciate you. I know DJ Rock and Ron is in here, but listen, please listen. Click on these names, and that's how we're going to go out of here today. I'm not going to necessarily go through all the other Who Shot John. I appreciate you. I absolutely positively do. I give mad love to everybody that's here. Come back on tomorrow, because we're going to have more of the same. Come back and you'll get some more. Yoshi Son, I see you. We'll have some more of this on tomorrow. I want to thank everybody, absolutely positively everybody that came through on today. I love you. Listen, there's nothing you can do about it. We're building something, and we're building that something together. How about that? We're building something together, and I appreciate you. I absolutely positively do. To my beautiful, beautiful moderators, I want to say to you, thank you once more. And again, y'all are just the whole bomb, and we're getting out of here. I want to appreciate Regina Sims, who gave us this beautiful song, Won't Be This Way Always, and the permission to be able to utilize it. Ride the raid train, because we're going somewhere. We're going to DJ D, man. That's my guy. Y'all ride the train over with us. You won't be disappointed. He's going to bless your whole soul and your life. Listen, this has been your edition today on this Tuesday. Yes, you, O-Cube. Do what you love what you do. Peace for your journey.